Welcome everybody to the 5-day Slimdown Kickstart Zoom call. So today's title is Fat Doesn't Make You Fat. And oh my, we have lots of good information to share with you. I'm Marie-France Garon, and we have Heather here, Heather Billing, who is the co-host for today and also the co-creator of this program. And for those that are here for the first time or listening to this information for the first time, let me share with you just a little bit about our program. And I'll share just the screen here. 5-day Slim Down Kickstart program. We suggest some amazing nutritional supplements that will really support your weight loss and your gut health and help with eliminating, of course. So here they are on the screen. And we have a booklet that you can see right there. It's the 5-day Slim Down Kickstart guide. And in that guide, I've got it right here. It's got lots and lots of information. I think it's got 31 pages, 32 pages. It's got food lists and it's got the whole program in there and all of the information. But where can you find that guide? It's inside our own private Facebook group that is for those on the program. So how do you get onto this group? Is you have to let us know. You have to write a comment in this video here or reach out by message, get back to the person that shared this information with you, and they'll be able to help you first to get your products ready to get started, and you'll be invited to the Facebook group where there's a lot of camaraderie, lots of information, sharing the results and recipes and tips and so much information. It's a great community to be part of when you want to lose some weight. It's so important to belong to the community and to support and help each other and encourage each other. So that's what we do in our Facebook group. So just down there on the page, if you can see, when we started first on the 8th of January this year. So our very first 5 days, we had only 16 people, but we lost 34 kilos together, 75 pounds in our first 5 days. So it's pretty amazing. And of course, so much more since, because everybody that started on the 5-day, on the 8th of January, they continuing with the program. Maybe they're not always doing the 5-day kickstart, but they do the Slim Down for Life, which is the maintenance part, which is just a little bit more flexible on the food that you can use. So it's not just for 5 days that you're going to be with us. It's for life, really, because we continue the program. And what we'd like to do also is to invite anyone that's been on the program before and then, as I said, a lot of the people are more following a maintenance program, the Slim Down for Life. So now what we'd like to do is to invite everyone that has been on the maintenance to come and start again with us. Message us, anybody that is ready to get started again, and then we'll all together start another 5 days, and then we can move back to maintenance. So I think it's good to have another kickstart. Yes?
Yeah.
So let us know if you're ready to get started again this coming week, and we'll get going again together. Now, today's topic is fat doesn't make you fat. Oh, this is so true. And this is, there's so much exciting information that we have to share about this, because, I mean, there's a lot of misunderstanding about fat. And we've always been told to go low fat, but like we've got other information that might say quite the opposite, actually. So let's get started with this, Heather. I know you have got some great information to share, and I have more as well. But I'll pass it over to you, Heather. Let us know about how good is the fat for us and for your weight loss as well.
Thank you, Marie-France. Yes, we have to always remember that fat is our friend.
Yes.
When it comes to healthy fats. And that's really what we're talking about today, because there is, and Marie-France will cover this, but there is obviously a major concern around unhealthy fats as well, which is your trans fats and fats that do actually cause inflammation in the body. But what we're talking about today is the good fats and how important they are, especially with our weight loss journey, because what's so great about fat is that out of carbohydrates, protein, and fat is the one that has the least influence on your blood sugar levels, like your insulin release. So it just is a tiny little blip, whereas protein is a bit bigger of a blip and carbs is a big blip. And so that's why fats are such a great thing to include in our eating all the time. And again, just re-emphasizing that these are the good fats, because also, just to get a little bit technical with you, what fat actually does is fat is protecting and repairing the membranes around all your cells. And when that membrane is actually healthy, that means that the nutrients can actually get into the cells. So you actually get the benefit, as an example, of not only the great food you're eating, but if you think about our supplements, they're able to go into the cells and we can get maximum benefit of them, maximum benefit from them. But what happens when we have bad fats is that these actually cause an inflammation around the membrane of the cell. And so then there's all this inflammation, none of the goodness can get through, and we end up with real problems in our bodies. And I've actually heard it said that even if people eliminated all the trans fats out of their diets, they would actually lose weight, because all the inflammation would go away. So that just in itself is really exciting. And of course, we're talking about all the great fats because they're actually supporting us at a cellular level. That's how important they are. And so just as Marie-France was saying, if we have a mindset of low fat, we just need to rethink it, because it really is a very, very important part of our diet. And it's also, I think, a lot of the low fat started because, it was bad for your heart and it was bad for your cholesterol and all this sort of thing. But really that relates again to the bad fats, not the good fats, because we need the good fats for our cells. We also need the good fats for our brain. We need that good cholesterol for our brain and our brain health. So Marie-France is going to talk about some of the great fats that we can incorporate. One of my favorites is avocado. I don't think you can eat too much avocado. I actually know one lady that can't handle avocado, and I feel so sorry for her because avocado is such a great food, and there's lots of great foods, of course, but to actually get the good fats into our diet, and it can be a great way to actually break our fast. One of my favourite foods to actually break a fast with is half an avocado, so you're getting all your good fats, and some sauerkraut. And of course the sauerkraut is so good for the microbiome, our digestive system. And so all that time has gone past where you haven't put anything into your digestive system. So giving it a good, nice gentle wake up with some good healthy fats and then some probiotic sort of food is a great way to break a fast.
We'd like to hear from you. How are you going on the program?
Yeah, I do apologise. It hasn't just worked for me on Sundays as a rule, but I'm so glad to be here and to meet everyone. I love this program. I have tried everything under the sun. I'm 62 now, and I spent most of my life trying to lose weight, going up and down, up and down, up and down, which I'm sure a lot of people relate to. Yeah, I love this diet. I'm going to do the reset. I'm actually, because as you know, tried that for a couple of days and then went straight to the maintenance. So I'm really keen to go back and start from the beginning
Oh,
and
good. Yes.
see where I go. The last week, 2 weeks has been a bit unstable, to use Diane's word. Easter and had a bit of a cold and that. So,
Okay.
but yeah, just love this whole program. It's so easy to do. Fascinated about the fats and that, because I've always learnt, been taught low fat, low fat, low fat, no butter, stuff like that. That's how you get by. But it's just flies in the face of everything, isn't it? What we're learning. So
Yeah.
thank you so much. Glad to be here. I'll try and check in every week.
Yeah, absolutely. Like
Yeah.
knowing that we can enjoy the fat and feel absolutely no guilt. It's going to help with the weight loss. My
Yes.
gosh, it's amazing.
Because I have noticed that because we're coming into autumn now, and the last few nights I have felt quite hungry at night, which is something I've not been hungry on this. So something has to sort of change, I think. I'm not a great meat eater, but obviously I do need to eat more meat.
So what's really good for the evening, what we do is that as we finish our evening meal, I make hot chocolate and I make it with almond milk, or coconut milk is good too, and adding a little bit of cream, and really it's so satisfying. And no wonder why I find out today about having extra fat at dinner will help you through the night and through the morning. So hey, go for the fat,
So
or
thank you
even
for
a
that.
spoon of coconut oil again
Yeah,
is
and that too.
at
Brilliant.
a
Thank you.
dinner.
I love that tip.
Also, just going to mention, you can also, like, if you feel that you haven't had enough fat in your meal, which this is another thing that I love because I love nuts, you can actually just finish the meal with, a small handful of nuts as well, because you're getting all the good fats. You're also getting protein, which is also helping to keep your appetite down. So that's just another idea to, because if you say you're not a big meat eater and you're sort of thinking, well, what else can I eat instead? Nuts are a great source of those good fats as well. Just make sure wherever possible that they're actually raw nuts that you're eating, because this was another thing that I had no concept of until I heard something the other day, that when they roast the nuts, basically that takes a lot of the goodness out of them.
Yeah.
So wherever possible, if you're eating raw nuts, that's the best option for you. So
Is it true that Brazil nuts are better than any other nuts? Do you know about that? Is that a fact?
I know Brazil nuts are particularly fantastic because they've got high selenium in them, which we don't get enough of, which is great for our thyroid. So I think, they're right up the top of the list. Almonds are another good one, but like most nuts, I think are good for us. But
Walnuts.
I haven't done a whole lot of research on which would be the best.
Walnuts
I do know though,
pretty much at the top as well, huh?
I love raw nuts.
Walnuts, yeah.
I eat a lot of them.
Yeah. But Brazil nuts,
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, my husband's a big meat eater, so it's, we do have a lot. We do eat meat. It's not like I'm a total vegetarian or anything, but just sometimes I'd rather have something else.
Yeah.
And that was a good point, Heather, here about finish your meals. We don't want to forget about fasting time. And if you didn't maybe have the extra fat or the extra handful of nut or the hot chocolate or something extra at dinner, then we might start to feel munchy in the evening, Steve, and go for the chocolate.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That is so true. That is so true.
Yeah. So it's better to complete our meal with just a little bit of extra fat. So we'll get through the night. Yeah. Steve,
thank you.
what do you have to share here?
This is all really good information. I'm going to change the oils that I cook with for sure. I stayed away from using olive oil to cook with because I had heard that it breaks down.
Me too. I'm the same, Steve. I had the impression that it's got no heat, but with my research, I will start using it again. Yeah.
Yeah, certainly avocado oil. I like the taste of avocado oil, so I'll be using that because I cook on the barbecue a lot. I'll be using
yes.
ghee. I think that works really well and actually gone up, but I'm going to kickstart again. It hasn't gone up anywhere near what it was, so I'll kickstart again and bring it back down again.
Well,
Look,
that's
it fluctuates. It's fluctuated, a kilo or so, but just I weighed myself this morning and it was up just over 1.5 to 2. And I just thought, okay, it's time to get
time
serious
to.
again.
But you dropped, was it 7 kilos?
Yeah,
Yeah.
between 6 and 7. Yeah, and so it's
Yeah.
gone back up
15
2.
pounds. Yes, that's
Yeah,
pretty good. But
since mid-February.
when you slack off a little bit, it's to get right back on track.
Yeah,
That's very important. So we start again on the 5-day drop this week.
yep, yep.
Excellent.
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's
See you
just
there.
get serious and get started again. And then we can go back on the Slim Down for Life. We might do that every month, starting again a
Yeah,
5-day. I think it's a
yeah.
good kickstart. Yes?
That's right. And I think I mentioned a
Yeah.
couple of weeks ago. One of the really good side benefits of this is lowering of my blood pressure. I mean, that's continued now,
Yes.
and that's significant for me. So I'm going to go to the doctor this week to get a prescription renewed, and I'm going to see if I can get that reduced.
Yay. That's
Yeah,
what we want to hear.
yeah,
Excellent.
that's right. Because one of the side effects of the medication I'm on for my blood pressure is fluid retention, and that shows up in my feet in the evenings. My feet are like Fred Flintstone feet, and the doctor said, yeah, he admitted that. So if I can reduce the amount of the medication, then that problem will go away.
Excellent. Very good, Steve. Very good.
So over to you, Marie-France.
Oh, wow. We're so excited to be able to share all this with you and to have this also recorded because it's just so amazing, Heather, how many people believe that low fat is the way to go. And when we have a look at all the low fat different things that you can purchase in the store, low fat yogurt and low fat whatever else, mayonnaise, or there's always anything you see on the shelf, they always have a low fat version to offer. And very often, Heather, they have extra chemicals to make it tasty and sort of taste better.
Yep. Extra sugar, extra flavoring. Yep.
Yeah. And then we were so brainwashed in some years ago. I remember when I was dieting when I was younger, because it's a story of my life. So, like maybe 30 years ago, this was it. You just go low fat. You cut all the fat and buy all the low fat things. And so, of course, this didn't really work that well, really. So, hey, the other thing I want to share here with you, Dr. Eric Berg, he says that there's so many benefits from eating saturated fat, animal fat, because it's full of omega-3 and it's so important for our health to eat the animal fat. People are vegetarian and vegan, and there's also all our good oils and our good nuts and things like that. But the animal fat is just very important for our health. So here is 11 points why eating animal fat. It helps with your immune system, and it's got vitamin A, vitamin D. Point number 2 is for child development for pregnant women or breastfeeding. It is very important because it's got trace mineral and vitamin B as well. And the worst thing that you could do for your baby is to not have any animal fat when pregnant and breastfeeding. So it's good for your skin, of course, and your hair, because it's got the fat and it nourishes the skin. So if we want to stay wrinkle free and have beautiful shiny hair, we need the fat. It's good for your brains because, of course, the brains is made of fat and cholesterol. So not all cholesterol is bad for you. Only certain types of cholesterol, which is all in the bad fat, which I will name at the end as well. So it's good for memory, for focus, and for concentration as well. It helps with the production of bile. So when you have a low-fat diet, that's where you can cause the gallstones, okay? Because there's a lack of fat to help produce bile. It helps with calcium absorption. It also makes you satisfied. So you're less hungry when you eat more fat. And Dr. Berg was saying is that especially because he's also all into the fasting as well. So especially in your evening meal, if you make an effort to add a little bit of fat, put some butter on your vegetable or on your piece of steak, add some extra fat at dinner, because then we're going to be fasting. And then you're going to wake up and you're not hungry. You're not hungry until midday. So it's just a way to, to increase our fat intake and be more satisfied. Just another thing, well, if you feel hungry in the middle of the day, not during your fasting period, but one other thing is to have a little shot of olive oil, just feel like that. It's delicious. It's very nice. Or just a little spoon of coconut oil, and it really will satisfy the hunger. So another point, it's good for hormone as well, because hormone is made of fat, and it helps with moods because the hormones are made of fat, so it will affect as well. Of course, it's good for our bones. We have the animal fat in the dairy also, and in the other fat, so it's good for your bones. So thinking of osteoporosis and things like that as well. And it's also good for your gut and your autoimmune system. So there's a lot of information about using the animal fat itself and to heal the guts and to eliminate bloating and things like that, and to feel better in your guts. The animal fat would do that. So for me to do this research to share with you today, it was very exciting to find out a lot more information, and I'm really impressed, and I'll make a point to have more fat now in the future. I knew already it's good for you, but we'll make a point to have more fat. The best oils and also fat to use in our cooking and in our diet. The one at the top is the avocado oil, because Heather touched on avocado. I mean, you cannot have too much avocado. If you can manage to have avocado every day, it is so healthy, so good for you. So the avocado oil is very good on salads as well, but it's one to use for cooking because it's very heat resistant. The smoking point is 520 Fahrenheit, which is 271 Celsius. So we can really use that oil at a very high heat. And it's also excellent for salad dressing because it's really doesn't have such a strong taste, but it's really smooth and creamy and delicious. It helps to lower your bad cholesterol. It's got vitamin E, vitamin K, vitamin C, and antioxidant. Just go and have a little shot of avocado oil. It's so good, so healthy. Now, another one that is good for cooking is ghee. So if you haven't been like, because we know ghee is from butter, it's clarified butter. So it eliminates the buttermilk out of the butter, and it's just like but ghee is very, very good for cooking as well. It's also very high point of smoking points. It's 485 Fahrenheit, which is 260 Celsius. So it's easy to digest as well, and it's suitable for people that are sensitive to dairy, contrary to using butter. If some people have, a resistance to dairy, they can use ghee. So, and of course, there's the butter. It's also very good for cooking, but it doesn't resist to heat as much as ghee. It's 300 Fahrenheit. 300 Fahrenheit, it's 180, I think. So butter, of course, it's healthy, but it's also so delicious. Hey, look at the French and look at the Italian. There's butter everywhere, butter and cream, of course. So, but yeah, butter is a really good one to use for cooking. And if anything, you grill your steak on the barbecue, when you serve it in your plate, big slap of butter on top. It makes it so delicious. It's perfect. Now, another one is the coconut oil. Now, coconut oil is good for cooking, but also is heat resistant to 350. Okay, so it's not as heat resistant as the avocado oil, but still, ghee, butter, coconut oil, they're all good for cooking, but it's at 350, but it's very easy to digest, and it's a great source of energy as well. And as I say, before, just a spoonful of coconut oil, and you'll feel just a little bit satisfied to keep you going for the next meal. So that's a very good one to use for cooking as well. Not so high heat, to low and medium heat. Now, olive oil is, of course, one at the top because it's so good and so healthy. But we see all the chefs, the Jamie Oliver and Gordon Ramsay and whoever you watch, everything starts with olive oil in the pan. They always say olive oil. And it's true that we can use olive oil for cooking, saute some vegetable, or even if you cook a steak in the pan, you can use olive oil because the heat is still resistant to 410 Fahrenheit, which is about 205 Celsius. So it still can take a little bit of heat, but we don't want to pass that point because it becomes a carcinogen. Okay, so it's important to not like deep fry something in olive oil. That's not made for that, but we can use avocado oil for that. That's a great one. But olive oil is good, of course, for the salad dressing. Drizzle on your food when you serve them. It's great for baking and also as a shot. Definitely, we do that here. First thing in the morning, Heather was sharing about the breakfast with the avocado and the sauerkraut. Us, we have a little glass shot of olive oil with a squeeze of lemon. It's so delicious and it's so good for you. And like it's good for your guts, it's good for your brains, it's good for your heart. It's got great antioxidant. And it will also, by doing that, and waiting for another 20 minutes to half an hour before we actually add some food, it will actually support the whole digestive system and the elimination system as well. Everything will move easily because you've had this little shot. And try it. If you haven't tried it, it's so delicious. You get to really like it. Okay, so these are all the good oil and the good product like the ghee and the butter to use for cooking. Now, what's not so good is there's the canola oil. And canola oil had a big popularity not so long ago. We heard so many people using canola oil, but the problem is that just about almost all canola oil is GMO. So it's lots of chemicals. So unless you use a canola oil that is organic and it says non-GMO, if anything, if you have the good one and you buy it in the health food store and it's non-GMO, then this can be used also for frying. It's very high heat resistant, but just I'll stay away from canola oil because we're not so sure that it's that good. Some other oil to avoid is the corn oil, soybean oil, vegetable oil, rapeseed oil, which is the canola, cottonseed oil, saffron oil, sunflower oil, safflower. And also I have here peanut oil. So all those not so good oil, they're the one that will cause the problem and the bad cholesterol and the bloating and the weight gain and fatigue, brain fog, and sore muscle, achy joint. So these are the ones that are cheaper, of course. So, when you buy your oil, just getting back to the olive oil as well, we have to be careful. Don't just go for the cheapest. Just ensure that you do your good research. But the cheap oil, the one I just named there, you can be assured that in most fast food restaurant or anytime we eat out, these are the oils that are being used in restaurants. Just being a little bit more selective of what we order when we actually eat out. So, hey, that's the information I had here for you today, and I hope that that it helps. Yes.
What about rice bran oil?
That I got. But yes, rice bran oil is a good one to use. I heard about it before. What do you know about it, Diane?
That is a good one. Well, that's what I just wanted your confirmation that I think it is the good low heating, burning point. So
yeah.
But I remember with Joe Wallach, I was at a meeting once and he said, yes, butter, animal fat, like bird, animal fat, animal fat. But then he screamed at me. I put my hand up in front of hundreds of people and I said, hey, can we use coconut oil? He said, don't you listen. I said, no oils, but butter, fat, animal fat.
People just swearing by using butter. Because as you see here, coconut oil for the cooking is not that much heat resistant. Olive oil is more resistant than coconut.
I love it too.
Yeah.
I love it too. And I like cream in my coffee
as well. Like some time ago we talked, Heather said to put salt in your coffee. I was saying cardamom, and we said about cinnamon. And now, so I add all that to my coffee. Salt, cinnamon, cardamom, coconut oil, plus cream. A lot.
Yum.
So nice. So thank you for that, Diane. Thank you. How are you going with the program? Very good. Are you being good?
Yeah, I'm stable.
Yeah, excellent.
It works. There's no question.
Yeah,
fast. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, it's all good.
Hello.
Oh, we have Zanley. Hello, Zanley. How are you?
Yes.
But were you able to do the 5-day program consecutive with the fasting and everything? Did you do that? Did you manage to do that?
Yes. I think that's where I lost about 2 kilos.
Good.
So I know the program works, and I just need to make a decision for myself.
Exactly.
Because
Yeah.
Even with the travel, there's ways about, just saying no. Oh, they put
How about
other
we all
people can
start
eat.
together this coming week?
Yeah, I saw that. I think my body is demanding that actually.
Okay.
And thank you for all the information. You know what I wanted to say about the coconut oil?
Yes.
Because in October I was in the Philippines, and then last week I was in Samoa. But I didn't know that coconut oil literally is in the coconut. When the coconut starts to grow into a plant, that is when you find the coconut inside the coconut itself.
Yeah.
So where the water is, it becomes like marshmallow texture thing, a
Yeah.
solid. And then when you remove that, there's a layer of coconut oil right there
Yes.
in between that stuff and the solid still
Yes.
coconut that you can grate or whatever. So yeah, I happily use coconut oil. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Very good. And
But
so
I did
delicious.
remember
Yeah.
Dr. Wallach. Yeah, he was like, no seed oils at
Mm.
all.
No.
Yeah, he just says no.
Well,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you,
Mm.
Zanley. And
Yes, thank
yeah,
you.
let's start this week all together again. Diane, you
You,
wanted to say
you,
something?
you forgot about macadamia nut oil. That's the golden oil.
Yeah, well, actually, I didn't name any much of all the seed oil at all because
I
they're
think
all
that's the kettle
listed
oil.
in our booklet here. So all the seed oils are here, of course. And since we recommend the nuts themselves, then the nut oil mostly are all listed here. And of course, as long as we have a good quality, that's what's important as well. Yeah. But yeah, macadamia is really good.
Just another thing too, just make sure when you're buying your oils that you actually look again at the ingredient labels. Like this might be an obvious thing, but we actually got caught out once thinking that we were buying a nice olive oil, only to actually get it home and see it was blended with something else.
Yeah.
So again, it's just, we constantly need to look at labels, of course, and this is just another example of that. But in conclusion, we started out by saying that fat doesn't make you fat, and I think we can conclude now that fat actually makes you healthy and will actually help you to lose weight.
Exactly.
So it is such a great thing to have as part of our diet.
Well, yeah, thank you so much, Heather, and everyone for participating on this call today. Now, anyone that's looking at this for the first time, it's been really a lot of information today focusing on the fat because fat doesn't make you fat. But if you're interested to start on the program, we're going to have a new start this coming week. Let us know, send us a message or message into this video or send us private message, however, or get back to the person that invited you and let us know so we can invite you into the Facebook group and support you and help you, bring you into the community and help you get started on the 5-day Slimdown Kickstart program. Thanks, everyone. It's been really amazing to hear from everyone and see you again next week. Thank you, Heather, for your great information again today.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
See you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Everyone.